Nazis burned books during ceremonies called book burnings. They burned books that were un-German. More than 20,000 books and journals were burned and about 5,000 images. They burned books written by Jews simply because they were written by Jews. Other books that were written by German authors were also burned, and even international writers' books were burned. In Fahrenheit 451, books were burned because they were illegal, because they contradicted each other, and they didn't want people revolting because of what they read in books. Both the Nazi book burnings and the house burnings in Fahrenheit 451 were atrocious, and they both destroyed works. Ray Bradbury was influenced by the Nazis' book burnings in Fahrenheit 451 when he burned the houses that contained books because in both situations, burning books was a form of censorship. Both the Nazi book burnings and the house burnings in Fahrenheit 451 were atrocious. 100 days after Hitler rose to power, a series of organized book burnings took place throughout Germany. This quote shows how much Hitler and the Nazis had to do with book burnings. More than 20,000 books and journals were burned and about 5,000 images. Crowds gathered to watch this destruction of un-German writings, which had been taken from libraries, offices, homes, etc. In Fahrenheit 451, citizens weren't allowed to have or read books, and if they were caught with them, their house would get burnt. People died in the fires, but it was believed that it was all done for the better. In both situations, it was believed to be done for the better. They proclaimed a nationwide action against the un-German spirit to climax a literary purge or cleansing by fire. This quote states that all of Germany set fire to un-German books to rid them from society. They were just doing what they thought of as right. They thought it was right not to let people think for themselves. Books contradicted each other. Both the Nazi book burnings and the house burning in Fahrenheit 451 destroyed works. Nearly all books written by Jews were burned simply because they were written by Jews, such as Einstein and Freud. Other books were burned that were written by German authors, such as Bertolt Brecht and Thomas Mann, and even international writers. Books were burned such as Dos Passos, Hemingway, Zola, Proust, and Helen Keller. The last pieces of literature were burned in Fahrenheit 451. For example, the last copy of the Bible was burned. In Fahrenheit 451, books were burned for a similar reason as in the Nazi book burnings. Ray Bradbury was influenced by the Nazi book burnings in Fahrenheit 451 when he burned the houses that contained books, because in both situations, burning books was a form of censorship, such that both burned books, which resulted in destruction of works.